3, 2, 1, go. All right, Nintendo, what do you have for me with the movie? I've been singing the movie's praises for quite a bit, actually, so better be good.
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto from Nintendo. Today, I'm excited for you all to see the third and final trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Final trailer. I guess it is coming out in like a month, right?
By the way, do you
Yeah, it's
know
coming
what
out in
March
April.
10th is?
Oh, it's Mario Day. I forgot about that. It's tomorrow.
You're right, it is.
Okay.
Thanks, Miyamoto.
It can be read as Mario.
Thanks, Miyamoto.
That's why many fans call it the Day of Mario. Otherwise,
I remember a couple
Mario
years
Day.
ago, I'd see people
We thought this
posting
day
on
would be
like
perfect
the
for
buy and
releasing
sell
the final
pages
trailer,
with
so that's
like
why we chose
milk
it
that
this time.
expires on Mario
Due to
Day,
time
trying to get
differences,
like
it's
money
the
for
day
it, and it's just
before in
like,
some
really?
regions, but I
Yeah, I
hope you
remember that
enjoy it
too.
all the same. On this special day, I'm joined once again by Chris Meledandri. Hello, Chris-san.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. After 6 years of work, Nintendo and Illumination have finally
Best
wrapped
actors
up
that I didn't know people do
production on
that.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, some
They
They
people
do
do.
some weird stuff. I think this would have happened like,
From our animators
I want to
in
say maybe
France to
the
Nintendo
year
team
before
in
COVID, if
Japan,
not
and
when
our
COVID was
Illumination
happening.
team
Maybe
here
people
in
were
the
trying to get
United
extra money.
States.
I don't know.
And it pushed the technical and artistic capabilities of our studio to new heights. Anyone from anywhere at any age can find something to love in this film. But I know the people watching this direct are going
Didn't see the trailer until now. Well, perfect.
After the trailer,
I'm
I've asked
excited.
our directors Aaron Horvath
Yeah.
and Michael Jelinek to share a few insights, so please stick around for that.
We will.
But first, let's say hello to our cast.
Hey, Nintendo Direct!
Happy Mario Day! It's exciting to be here with you all to celebrate the Mario Brothers.
Don't forget Luigi is a Mario Brother too, so don't be
That
afraid
is
to
true.
celebrate the Green Man if you choose to.
I really
Go,
appreciate
Luigi.
you saying that. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what Green Brothers are for. And if you choose to celebrate Donkey Kong, that is also acceptable.
Or Toad.
Yeah. No, okay, it's Mario Day, not DK Day.
So let me get this straight. It's okay to celebrate Luigi on Mario Day, but not DK or
But he is
Toad.
Luigi Mario.
Day, you know, Luigi's the Mario brother. So.
I mean, it's true, but he was Jumpman in Donkey Kong, first appearance.
You get some shine just once, you know. Back me up here, Chris.
That was just his devil
Out
name.
of this. Let's go to Anya and Jack.
Hello again, Nintendo Direct.
Anya and I are here together to prove that despite our on-screen differences, we're actually totally cool in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're so cool.
That's
in
a
fact,
very
that
interesting
Anya has
dress that
agreed
she's
to
wearing.
officially
I don't know
That
how I
is.
feel about that.
as Bowser Day 2023. That's right, Mario Day is canceled.
I'd rather
You're
just wear an
welcome.
actual leather jacket.
I never agreed to that.
I would celebrate Bowser Day.
Disagrees?
Please don't cut that part.
Come on, Bowser Day, it's awesome!
All right, everyone.
Wouldn't it be funny if after all this, if Bowser Day ended up being Jack Black's birthday?
That would be pretty funny.
This is the first
I would approve of
time
that.
Charlie-san and Keegan-san have appeared in a Nintendo Direct, and their performances of Luigi and Toad are perfect. Okay, let's press the start button.
I'm
on
kind
the
of
final
curious
trailer.
what they did for Toad, because I don't remember if they showed us his voice yet or not.
They did a good couple times, I think.
Okay, well maybe I just forgot.
That's okay. It's easy enough to forget.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, it's Luma's story?
there's a King Penguin too.
There's no
Yeah.
The only hope is the sweet relief of death.
Nice.
The voice they did at the star kind of sounds like Ike from South Park.
A little bit. That's like a Lumith or something?
Yeah, a Luma.
Yeah, Luma, that's it, thank you.
Bowser is coming.
I'm not afraid. I'll do anything for my brother.
We're going to save him.
Honestly, the way this is animated reminds me a lot of Wreck-It Ralph.
And look at DK go, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I don't know if they've ever established other characters being able to use Mario power-ups like that.
Here you go. Here's Mario
there's
Kart.
carts. I like how Toad gets like the monster truck.
I like how they're actually referencing Mario Kart and Rainbow Road too, of all tracks, of course.
Yeah,
Okay, see, I like
mean,
that.
it is pretty big, to be fair, so... I'm just surprised they're not racing at like Bowser's Castle or something.
I mean, Rainbow Road is more iconic, to be fair.
I mean, that's true. They probably have a scene in the castle anyway.
Yeah, I hope
What do you all
so.
think?
It'd be funny if they
Today,
didn't,
we'll
though.
also hear from Aaron and
It's like, oh, I'm
Michael,
stopping
directors of
Bowser.
this
Oh,
movie.
there's no Bowser Castle.
Aaron-san, Michael-san.
Yeah, he's in another
Hello,
castle,
Nintendo
don't you know?
Direct. I'm Aaron Horvath. And I'm Michael Jelinek, and we're honored to be the directors of the Super Mario Brothers.
Speaking of which, look at his shirt.
Yeah, you're right. Wrong castle
Mario Kart
again.
Rainbow Road isn't just beautiful to look at; it is also one of the least forgiving courses in the game.
That is very true.
Mario universe, we wanted to
Yeah.
recreate that same sense of danger and epic scale on the big screen.
I would have
We
loved
also
if they
brought
did
in
the one from the
artists who specialize in
N64 with
vehicle
like the little
design and
fireworks
work
of the characters'
closely with the
faces.
team in
I mean, that would have been
creating
cool.
parts that felt organic to the Jungle
Like, this
Kingdom
one does seem
while
like it's
still
based off the
inspired by
Rainbow Road in
iconic
Mario Kart 8,
designs.
but
Passionate artists outdid themselves in the execution.
oh, cool.
We improved our lighting and rendering technology.
I'm just sad there's no
to
Funky
elevate
Kong.
this movie beyond anything Illumination.
Or no Caterpillar
Yeah.
cart.
We're excited for how this came out and can't wait for you to experience it in theaters April 5th.
Back to you, Miyamoto.
Oh, it's April 5th. I thought it was
Thank you,
later in the
Aaron-san
month.
and Michael-san. As Chris-san confirmed earlier, post-production is finally done and the movie is complete. It releases next month, and currently it's being localized for different countries. Some regions have already started selling advance tickets. I hope you'll go to a movie theater.
Man,
with
let's get
family
advance tickets.
and cheer for
I was there. Are
Mario's
we
team.
gonna try and go for first day or what?
For
Are
those
we
in
gonna
the
talk about that?
US,
I mean, we could talk about that. I don't necessarily care. I'd like to go sooner the better, probably.
recreated the boots that Mario wears in
That's
the
fair.
movie. They'll be displayed at Nintendo
Oh,
New York
that's
starting
kinda cool.
March 10th. So if you
That
have a
is
chance
cool.
to stop by, please do take a look at them. Please look
I mean,
forward
just
to
looking
the
at the
Super Mario
calendar,
Brothers
April
movie.
5th is a Wednesday, so we might not be able to go the day of. We could probably go the weekend after.
Yeah, sure, we can go for the weekend. We can shoot for that.
But we will talk about that and see.
I'll just say we'll go for the weekend.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kidding. We'll talk about it. I think the weekend would be good, though. Maybe we can get my
Yeah.
mom in on it, too. I'm sure she'd like to see it.
Yeah, she'd probably want to see it. I'm sure we could get her to come.
Let's see. Bass Ackford says, Chris Pratt, you're a giant. I didn't realize. He did seem pretty tall.
Yeah.
Sand Kingdom, that's nice. Yeah, I like that, too. Rainbow Road comes after Bowser's Castle in the circuit, though. Ooh.
Oh, that's true. I guess
that
it
is
does.
true.
It's been a while since I actually played a Mario Kart game.
It is by far the best looking Illumination film. I agree. I remember people are shitting on it immediately. Like, oh, it's made by Illumination. Oh no. Which I know some of you in the chat actually said too. I'm not mocking you, I promise. I'm just mocking people that aren't in my chat that say it.
I mean, I may have done that.
Yeah, Megan was actually one of those people where she was like, oh, Illumination, I don't know. It's probably not going to be good. I was like the only person I knew that was immediately like, let's be hopeful with this. I'm going to be hopeful on this. Because I don't think Nintendo will allow it to be messed up again after the first time. So, I was very much in the camp of it's probably going to be at the very least okay. And then I saw the first trailer, and then you know what? Suddenly everybody's opinions flipped to mine. Everybody was like, oh, you know what? Actually, it's pretty all right. They just didn't like the voice for Mario, but that's really the only thing that people didn't like. Now I think people have grown on it. I think it's grown on people. So I don't think people really hate it anymore, or at least as much.
I mean, to be fair, Charles Martinet has done the voice of Mario for 30 years now. So change in general is people don't like. But I
Yeah.
will say, like, when it comes to Illumination films, at least the ones and the clips and stuff I've seen, like, the actual animation itself has always looked really good. I've never really had an issue with the animation.
Mm.
But it's generally just the content and the way they direct it that's not so great. But like you said, Nintendo probably won't let that happen.
No, Nintendo's keeping a close eye on this. Like, they probably even signed off on all the voice actors. I'm sure they would have had to.
Probably.
They probably would have had to get... Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had to get Miyamoto's express permission on, like, who to cast. That's probably how tight of a rein they had on it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I heard that Nintendo was essentially doing the same thing with Wreck-It Ralph, actually, because they were
Yeah.
looking at different depictions of Bowser saying, oh, he should be bigger compared to other people. And, of course, everyone's fighting to have their villains be big.
Yeah, well, of course, right? So, yeah, that's basically just how I kind of took it. Nintendo's not going to make the same mistake again. This time they're probably signing off on everything. Everything probably has to go back to them first before it gets approved. So if Miyamoto is okay with the cast, then I got to be okay with the cast, right?
Yeah.
I think Charles
Although-
Martinet's playing Wario's his best backwards.
That's cool.
Interesting if so. I do like Wario.
So I'm assuming if this movie does well, even maybe if it doesn't, they'll probably do a Zelda movie of some kind. But I'm kind of curious, like other than Zelda, what kind of franchise do you think Nintendo would possibly make a movie of?
Well, Donkey Kong, clearly. I mean, they're putting Donkey Kong in this movie. So they got to do a Donkey Kong Country at some point. Right?
That's fair.
And it looks like they have Cranky Kong in it, too. If the thumbnail's anything to go by, it looks like Cranky Kong's in it. So I'm guessing Donkey Kong Country is probably the next one if this does good. Probably Donkey Kong Country, maybe Zelda. See, I think Zelda would be a bit more scary to pull off. Because that one you gotta...
Possibly.
That one you might need to have Link speak. Which is where things get really fuzzy, right? Because I don't know if people could accept a talking Link. You could maybe do like Metroid.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that would be an interesting franchise to do Metroid, or even something like F-Zero, even though that will never happen. I could see them doing a Kirby movie too, though.
I could see them doing Kirby. I could see them doing F-Zero. You could have like just the politics outside of the racing as well, right? I think that's how the movie or the cartoon series did it, the anime series, right? Splatoon movie, right? I think that would also work, like Bass Ackwards pointed out.
Yeah.
There's a Speed Racer film that's good. We don't talk about that film. Wasn't that film really bad? Well, it looks really cool.
I remember it was pretty bad, yeah.
Like what Bass Ackwards says here, I heard that one's an absolute visual feast. It does look very pretty. But I think that's all it really had going for it. I think it was really pretty.
Yeah, looks are and everything.
Bass Ackwards says, I don't think Kirby would work as a film at all. I think it has potential to. I mean, you could just easily base it off of like, well, honestly, the games even. Like you could do it pretty well. Because like you don't need Kirby to talk. You could have like, now if they didn't, it depends if they had Dedede be the villain. Because they don't need Dedede to be the villain. As we've seen, he can be a Kirby ally. So he could be the mouthpiece. Kirby could just kind of be there, do cute stuff. You could have Meta Knight also talk. It's just Kirby that you couldn't really have speak. But you could have people speak for Kirby, which would work. And Kirby could just be the fun, cute little character that does things, right?
Pretty much.
So, and you could just have them like fight the big bad. I think a Kirby one has a good potential.
Yeah.
See, the only one I'm kind of iffy on is Zelda, because you can't have Link talk, and you can't really now actually, if you had Navi, if they based it off of Ocarina, you could have Navi be the mouthpiece, and then Link wouldn't need to talk, because you could have Navi talk through the whole thing for him.
Yeah,
so
I guess we'll have to see. I assume if they do a Zelda movie, they're probably gonna base it off Breath of the Wild.
But see, then you can't have something talk for Link unless they make their own story where he still has like a fairy, right? That talks for him. I just don't think you can have Link talk. I don't think the people would buy that. I think the people would reject that pretty hard, honestly.
Yeah.
With the lore, you need like 10 seasons for Kirby. I'm guessing, yeah. Pikmin could be a good movie.
Kirby has a lot of games.
I mean, Pikmin could be a good movie, yeah. Yeah, you could have that be a good movie. It's just a guy with Pikmin that gets like ship parts, right?
Yeah.
Assuming you want to base it off the first game. You could even base it off the second, it would still work well.
Yeah. I think Pikmin would be interesting.
I think I think Animal Crossing would make for a good show. Make for a good like slice of life show. Animal Crossing, you know? Megan's like pure silent on that. She's like, I don't know, Matt.
I know, I was just debating it. Like, I think it would work pretty decently for Animal Crossing. The only thing I think Nintendo might be concerned about is having representation for everyone's villagers. Because I know they wouldn't be able to do everybody, obviously. They'd probably pick some of the most popular ones. But
you mean like
kind of interesting.
I mean, you could have multiple villagers. Like I said, just make it slice of life in like some kind of city. I mean, they've had cities before, right?
Yeah.
So I think they could do it. I think they could pull it off with like every villager if they wanted.
I mean, they could definitely pull it off with all the major characters, and they'll probably throw some villagers in here and there. There's enough major characters in Animal Crossing that they could just have them and even have the other villagers just be like extras in the background kind of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Bass Awkward says there's already an Animal Crossing movie, isn't there? It made $16.7 million. I never heard of that. Or at least an anime.
I never have either.
I mean, look into that at some point. That'd be kind of fun. So then that one's proven that one can work. At least. Yeah, so there's a good few franchises they could do. They could turn into a movie. I think this will do well. I think it'll make the money they expect it to. We'll get DKC probably a couple years after, and then they'll probably try some of their other properties. Depends how they want to go for it. Like, they'd probably need something to be a little bit more serious if they do Metroid. Like, Metroid would probably need to be a serious one. Same with Ocarina, actually. Well, Zelda in general. I assume they'd base it off Ocarina, but... you know.
I mean, there's a good chance of that. I feel like they would want to go based off one of the newer Zelda games. Unless they were doing like an Ocarina remake or something.
Well, see, but you know, just kind of talking about that as well. You know, we're talking about this a lot more than I thought we would. We'll do the other direct soon, I promise.
Yeah.
But I know people are joking about, like, if they do a Mario movie and then a Donkey Kong movie and then other various movies. I remember a lot of people joking that, oh, you could have, like, a Smash Brothers movie. Then, like, this could all tie into a Smash Brothers movie. But you know what? I think that could actually be possible. Yeah, and Bassacre says it right there, too. People keep joking about a Smash initiative to be like the Avengers. But I could see that, and I could actually see it being all right, if I'm being honest, right?
Yeah.
Like, you could do that, and it could work. Because Master Hand, believe it or not, probably would actually be a pretty solid villain. All things considered, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, if you think about it, like, the story of the Subspace Embassy from Brawl is, like, very similar to what a Smash-based Avengers movie would probably play out on a movie screen anyway, so they could just do something similar to that, too.
Yeah. Bass Awkward says, I mean, how long were the cutscenes in Subspace Emissary? Pretty long, I think. Long enough.
They're decently long, yeah.
So that means they'd have to do an Earthbound movie or a Mother movie, which would be pretty cool. They could do that.
Maybe
Easy.
it would be interesting if they did like an Earthbound revival, even if it wasn't a movie, like just a remake of the game.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably move on to the next direct though, because I know you're gonna need to go, and I know how you are with needing to go on time. You're like, oh no, I'm gonna be 2 minutes late. Oh no.
I don't mean late, okay?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.